So, today I thought I would show you something I thought you'd find interesting. And I found it interesting because I didn't know they existed. In Paul's Landcruiser, we're going to install a head unit that isn't a head unit. Because in the Landcruiser, the display and the screen and all the buttons are all integrated with the air conditioning and all the heater controls. So you can't take the screen out and put in like a doubled in or like that. But this is a thing I didn't even know existed. It is like a head unit, but without a head unit. It is basically a screen with all the head unit doings in it, but doesn't actually have a head unit. You just put it on the windscreen or attach it to your dashboard. So it is a black rectangle like all the other black rectangles. But as I say, it connects to the, you can stick it on your windscreen with the sucky pad. Suck it on your windscreen and that goes onto the back of the tablet, and tablet's a head unit and attaches to your windscreen. Oh, I'm sure there's a dashboard mount here as well. Yeah, there's a dashboard mount. This one has a big 3M sticky pad in the back of it and screw holes, thankfully, because as much as I like 3M, I also prefer mechanical attachment to make sure it stays where you put it. So that is the two bits, and hopefully there's some other bits in here. Let's see, what is this? There is a, it's a suction mount, so you can screw that onto your dashboard and use the suction pad to suck onto that if you don't want to stick it to your windscreen. And a line cable, if you have auxiliary input on your head unit, you can connect it in that way. But this also has an FM transmitter, so you can transmit the audio to your head unit from this one via a FM transmitter. That's pretty much all that's in the box. Oh no, and sorry, there is a 12 volt adapter for the power. 12 volt cigarette light adapter, plug into cigarette lighter, plug that in the head unit, and you now have active power for the thing. Me personally, I would use, well, one of the ones you can get where you can directly wire this in. You know, you get a power adapter, because I imagine this is probably 5 volt output. Could check. I would check. I should check. Wait, maybe it'll say on it. That would be much easier. Oh no, it's DC, 12 volt in. Okay, it's 12 volt. I'll give it that. So on the unit itself, wait, can you see? Can I see? Wait a minute, let's turn the screen around a little bit. You've got DC 12 volt in, a USB, AV out, a cam in, hopefully for the reverse camera, a compact flash card, you know, little teeny tiny micro flash cards, and a microphone in, and that hole there is either a reset hole or a microphone hole. Oh, that might be the microphone hole. That might be a reset hole. It's got what would have been a USB port on that side, but isn't. Oh, and there's a power button on the top. And, well, I suppose we should set it up and see the thing working, because we need to kind of make sure it all works before we go and start taking apart the Landcruiser. Not taking it apart, but, you know, making that video, which will be in part B. It will not be in this part. We're just going to bench test it today, and then at a later date, once Paul's back his holidays, I will fit it into the said Landcruiser. Right, okay, yeah. Let's plug it in and see what lights up. Right, I should probably show you attaching one of the bases, I suppose. Appears to just be click in, click in. Hey! I think that was it. A little bit more. That's it. Clicked right into place. Right, can you see that from there? Or you can roughly see that. Right, I've got the cigarette lighter wired into my power supply, 12 volts. Where is the power? That's the microphone. Let's plug it in. Ta-da! And it jumped into life. Smashing. Right, so the main thing that I imagine everyone's going to use this for is either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, AirPlay, whatever the Apple equivalent of Android Auto is. Which is, I mean, that's the main thing everyone's going to use this for. What settings have we got? English, we don't drive, we are, yeah, right-hand drive, because we're in this country. That's about that. What we got for Android, like Android Auto. Wi-Fi is not, we don't need to worry about that. Wi-Fi and the car settings. Rear camera one, I wish we had a rear camera to plug into and try. That'd have been nice. I'll need to see about getting a rear view camera for it, because one of the main things we want to add into the Landcruiser is a rear view camera. So I'll need to see what rear view camera you can get for this. I presume that is the automatic light function. There's a sensor in the back, so when it gets dark, where is the sensor? There you go, the screen gets dimmer. You see that? Screen went dimmer, take finger away, and the screen should lighten up again. Marvellous. Excellent. Right, so that's pretty much that, I think. So we want Android Auto. It was Bluetooth I was looking for. Bluetooth. Pair new device. W701, blah, 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 something. Pairing, connecting, Pixel 7 Pro, that's me. Okay, what now? Great. Right, Android Auto should be in the background. Go. Here we go. Android Auto. Yay! There we go. That's... Stop playing music. So many copyright strikes. Ah, right, there we go. And there's Android Auto, if you've never seen Android Auto. Your maps, your Spotify, everything else lives in there where you can faff about with all of those things. Obviously, you're probably going to be using Maps and Spotify like me is the most, and your phone's in there as well, where you can phone all your friends or your family. We'll have to blur some of that. Spotify's. No, stop. Playing music. Yeah, as you can hear, well, hopefully you might have heard, it's playing via the built-in speaker, but there should be an option. We can exit this just now. Wait, where's exit? Exit. It's the one with the exit. We exit Android Auto. Do the FM transmitter. That's the bit I was looking for. Thank you for all who were shouting out at me. And it'll be transmitting on this frequency. It's not being a radio, it's being a radio transmitter. It'll be transmitting on this frequency. And you tune your car radio to this frequency, and then you'll get all the audio from this on your car, on its built-in head unit. And, well, you would probably set the volume to not maximum, you would tune it so it works on your car, because all cars have got different levels of audio. But, yeah, so most folk are going to use it for, as I say, Android Auto or Apple, but it can do other things. You can play files off the USB, or if you had a memory card installed, all those kind of things. It's actually fairly responsive. It's not the fastest head unit I've ever had, but it works. Android Auto, I'm not going to lie, Android Auto is one of my favourite things, and I have it on my head unit in the Hilux, and it's probably the best thing, because you've got maps, you've got your music, you can control it all in the one head unit, it just connects your phone, it's easy, you've got your assistant, you can make calls, you can do all those things. And that is from a head-unitless head unit. It appears to do a thing. We'll see it better once it's in the Landcruiser, but it does the things that you've got satellite navigation now with Google Maps, the most up-to-date maps you can have. But once we have it installed in the said Landcruiser, I can give you a better review of it once it's had a bit of time to get used. Notice the clock's not updating very well. Kind of hope the clock would take it from the network, from Android Auto, but that doesn't appear to be a thing. I don't even see a bit in there where you can change the clock. Okay, well, there we have it. The head-unitless head unit from Carpuride for putting into cars, perhaps an older car that either doesn't have space or anything for doubled in, or like the Landcruiser, it's got a head unit that you can't remove and you would like to use Android Auto or Apple AirPlay, CarPlay thing. And as I say, in part B, we'll put it in the Landcruiser, connect it to the FM radio thing and have it doing its thing, and I'll try and email Carpuride and see what I need to get for our reversing camera for it, so we can put that in the Landcruiser. Oh, there's the light sensor diode thing. I've shown you the on-off button. I think it just turns the screen on and off, basically, until you pull the main power. But it should remember things once you take the power out. Let's just try it just now. Obviously still going to have to boot. Does it have a fast boot? How fast is fast? Hey, that's pretty fast. Oh, so, well, it is going to forget the time every time. But that doesn't matter, because once you put it in Android Auto, that's where you get your clock from. So, yes, I'll leave a link to Carpuride and where you can buy this in the description. If you have any comments, questions, etc., please leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. And as always, thanks for watching.